I'm black. Let's start there so nobody gets confused. I'm black. I'm a black guy. And I love my people. But I also love the truth. Even when it's ugly. Even when it doesn't clap along to the beat of Kill the Boer. Because let's be honest, the EFF isn't a political party anymore. Was it ever? I'll leave that to you. What you should know is that it's a theater of revenge. A circus of red jumpsuits, hiding the thirst to settle historical trauma with modern blood. And you know what shook me the most? Watching their 12th anniversary rally. White people in the crowd, smiling, dancing, cheering for a man who has openly said he is not calling for their slaughter yet. Bruh, what is this? A national suicide pact? But they are fighting for justice, Summer. Don't judge them. Oh, please. Oh, please. You don't fight for justice by singing for murder. You don't sing, kill the Boer, and then turn around with that goofy little smile and say it's part of our heritage. That's rubbish. Your heritage is not bloodthirst. It's not bloodlust. It's not throat slitting. It's not arson and looting and terrorizing farm workers, many of whom, by the way, are black themselves. This is not justice. This is vengeance. And it's dressed up in cheap revolutionary cosplay. I saw this white guy the other day. I'm a white EFF supporter. Then you, my friend, are the most confused individual in the country. I feel so sad for you. You are the turkey clapping for Thanksgiving. You are the mouse voting for the cat. You are the ant cheering for the magnifying glass that wants to eliminate you permanently. Why? Because you think putting on a red beret makes you immune? Because clapping for Malema erases your whiteness all of a sudden? You think you're cool now because you support a political party that promotes the elimination of your people? Malema doesn't love you. He loves that you're useful. He loves that you're a prop, a mascot, nothing but a TikTok moment for him to go viral until you're no longer convenient and they will have to slit your throat. Then, good luck, buddy. But isn't this about land, Summer? Because they took our land. Yes, land was stolen. Yes, apartheid left scars. But now the solution is more hate? More division? You're telling me you want to solve injustice by creating a new injustice. Make it make sense. You want to teach a new generation that revenge is how you build a nation. Let me ask you something. If you take land by singing for blood, what exactly are you going to grow on it? Tomatoes or corpses? I'm about to tell you, smartly and genuinely in a funny way, why you should never support the EFF regardless of your color. Because some of you have been a little confused by this propaganda. Some of y'all are so confused, you're white and you're supporting them, as if you know jack all about what's going on. Because when the oppressed start applauding the executioner, like a black Indian or colored man waving the apartheid flag, fam, let's just take a moment. Let's all sit back, I'm sitting back, sit back, breathe in, out, and acknowledge the absurd tragedy we are witnessing right now. Racial minorities in South Africa are so done with politics, so finished with hope, that some of them have given up entirely and have decided to support the one political party that wants to wipe white people off the face of the earth. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. If this was a movie, it would be a dark comedy called Red Flags, and we ignored them all. Starring that one confused white university student in a red beret, a suburban colored auntie who keeps saying Julius is a strong man, and an Indian guy from Durban yelling Viva Malema while hoping the land claim doesn't reach his dad's garage. Let's be honest, alright? Be honest. We have officially entered the twilight zone in South Africa. Imagine this. You walk into a room, right? A guy is giving a speech. He says, and I quote, "We are not calling for the slaughter of white people yet," close quote. And everyone claps. You look around and you notice half the people clapping are white. And one guy is crying because of how powerful the speech was. What is this? Huh? A rally or a hostage situation. It's like being at your own roast, but instead of laughing, you're saying, you know what? I deserve that. Yeah, I deserve to get my throat slit. Yeah, Malema, tell me how much of less than human I am. Of course, that must be it. We should all die. That's the way. Because nothing says I feel accepted like joining a political movement that literally sings songs about your total demise. It's like giving Stockholm syndrome with extra tomato sauce. I mean, I get it. We've all wanted to be part of something meaningful at some point in our lives. Some people join the gym. Others start a book club. You joined a political gang that thinks your skin tone is a colonial crime. That's wild, bruv. That's wild. You need help. They've changed, Summer. They don't really mean it. They don't really talk about killing Boers. Okay, wow. Now we're in the he's not like that anymore phase. Now we're treating the EFF like an ex-boyfriend who used to punch walls while arguing with you, but now does yoga. No, Sama, you don't understand. Julius was just angry in the past. He's evolved. I heard a white guy say that the other day. And I looked at him and I said, what? The only thing that's evolved is how well he can smile on camera while saying the same dangerous things with better lighting. You know it's funny when... Here's what kills me. The same people supporting the EFF will say, we need unity in South Africa. Mandela's legacy lives with us. Bruv, the EFF is the exact opposite of unity. That's like joining ISIS because you believe in peace. It's like going vegan and then opening a steakhouse. Make it make sense. You know what this is? This is political depression. You are so tired, so numb, so disillusioned that you'd rather support a movement that threatens you and your people than admit that you have no idea what to believe anymore. Imagine cheering for a party that uses your entire community as a scapegoat and then posting a selfie from the rally like, I was so inspired by today's 12th year anniversary. Shout out to the white people supporting EFF. Or they're going to do that Liam Jacobs smile when he joined the PA. Or maybe they'll pull a Jeffrey Epstein pose. Broski, you're not inspired. You're infected. You're clapping for the guy who's holding the axe, hoping he forgets your name. And you're not looking by the time he chops your head off. That's not politics. That is a nervous breakdown in red overalls. Let's be real here. Let's be real, all right? Watch this. You know what would be the perfect skit? Watch this. Here's the scene. Check this out. Julius Malema walks into a restaurant. He sees a white guy in an EFF shirt. Julius looks at him. And then he says, what are you doing here? The white guy replies, I support you, bro. Support you, comrade. You're my comrade. Julius leans in and then he whispers, cool, but we're still taking your land. Cut to credits. Boom! Oscar worthy. I should be a movie director. Because deep down, even you know, EFF doesn't have room for nuance. You can be the biggest ally in the room and still be treated like the damn villain. Tell me if I'm telling lies. But Summer, maybe if we support them, they'll spare us, bro. That's the wildest logic I have ever heard. Support the lion so that maybe it eats you last? Homie, homie, you are not the exception. You are the appetizer. This isn't Noah's Ark. You don't get a special seat because you clapped your cheeks the loudest. Let's be real. This is sad. But if you don't laugh, you're gonna go crazy like me. People have become so desperate for leadership, so hopeless about the ANC, DA, Action SA, GNU, BBL, WTF, or whatever political alphabet group is out there, that they're just now pressing random buttons. What other party is going to be started? The BBL? The CIA? Watching someone say, well, nothing worked. Might as well go with the one that wants to wipe out my entire family tree. That is just so sad. That is so sad. You know it's over when you see that. And then everyone else is like, yeah, man, power move away. Why? To all my white, colored, and Indian brothers and sisters who think the EFF is your new revolutionary name, just know this. The party doesn't love you. They don't even like you. They don't like you. They don't like your family tree. They don't like the land you took. They barely tolerate you. And when the red mist rises, you will be the first former ally on the chopping block whose name is on a tombstone. Don't let guilt, propaganda, or disillusionment convince you to support a movement that would cheer at your absolute downfall. This isn't activism. This is self-destruction. And it's kind of hilarious until it's not. Some of the EFF is radical, and that's why we need them. Radical. Radical, my foot. They're radical in the same way toddlers are radical. Throwing tantrums, burning everything, and then crying when someone holds them accountable or says no. Radical is building something from nothing. Radical is rising from oppression and choosing peace anyway. Radical is calling out the truth even if you'll be called a sellout for it. Singing about killing, that's not radical. That's ancient, tribal, backward, cave level, gay stupidity. Here's what you need to know. If you're white and supporting the EFF because you think they'll spare you somehow, they won't. If you're black and supporting the EFF because you think they're the answer, they're not. And if you're silent while they sing songs about slaughtering white people, then don't cry when someone sings a song about you. If you can sing Kill the Boer, what's stopping you from looking over there, up there in the mountains? Oh, what's that? Is that a bird? Is that a plane? No. It's a shirtless white guy doing the Hitler salute. The hell is he doing? Look at that guy. Look at you! Singing about killing white people. Shame on you. Let me tell you something real quick. The EFF, Red Berets, the slogans, the chants, the drama, that's just the surface. You want to know what the real beast is? The real beast is propaganda. Because propaganda is the drug. It makes you feel good. The EFF is just the dealer. You see how moved the young people are when they sing those songs. You see those white folks at the EFF rally going kill the Boer as well. You think they woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm going to go support the guy who wants my farm. You think they did that? Hell no. It started slowly, cleverly, emotionally. It ate them up inside. And I'm going to show you how. Step 1, watch this. Emotional hijacking. Propaganda doesn't start with logic. It starts with feelings. It whispers things like, aren't you tired of inequality? Aren't you sick of broken promises? Aren't you angry about injustice? And honestly, that's fair. I mean, people should be angry about injustice. It's their right. But then it tells you who to blame and who to follow, and convinces you that violence in a red t-shirt is justice. It takes real pain and weaponizes it into loyalty. So even when the EFF clearly contradicts itself, even when they literally sing about death, people are already too deep in their feelings to step back. And then we go to step 2, the illusion of rebellion. I hope you're taking notes. Propaganda sells the lie that the EFF is anti-white establishment. You know the vibe. They're the only ones brave enough to say it like this. Malema's the only one to blame white people for the problems, which is the real reason why South Africa's struggling. But brah, the EFF gets paid also, mos. They get millions in taxpayer funding from who? From you who's busy pandering at work. They sit in parliament also. Malema lives in luxury. Their kids are not chanting kill the Boer and going to public school and eating soup kitchen. Do his kids even go to South African schools? But the propaganda paints them as the warriors of the people. Poor, angry, relatable. Malema, poor. So now you've got university kids, TikTok activists, and even confused white liberals going, Summer Sambit is a racist because, wow, the EFF speaks for the voiceless. Meanwhile, they are shopping at Louis Vuitton with your voice. Propaganda doesn't stop at emotions or rebellion. It actually goes deeper. It goes historical. It starts with feeding you this distorted narrative. Remember what they were doing in apartheid, saying black people were less than human. It's like right now, EFF saying whites stole everything. Black people have never truly been free because of the whites. Reconciliation was a scam. Forgiveness is weakness. We must slit their throats. Suddenly everyone becomes black. And everyone goes Indian, black and colored people versus white. Rich versus poor. Oppressor versus victim. That's how they want you to think. No context, no truth, just emotion-fueled hatred dressed up as justice. And you know what that does? It radicalizes the uninformed. It confuses the well-meaning. And it converts the gullible into foot soldiers for destruction. Step 4, guilt and shame tactics. Now here's the dangerous part. Propaganda knows how to use guilt, especially on white South Africans who genuinely want reconciliation. So it tells them, you're a white man, you owe us. If you don't support the EFF, you are a racist. Real allies support radical change. You colonizer. And suddenly, you have people clapping at rallies where they are literally the punchline because they are scared of being called racist. They are not like me. Me, I'll call you out. Me, I'll say your name because they think the EFF is some form of support, the only form of support. Listen carefully. Supporting people who threaten you isn't noble. It's stupidity disguised as self-sacrifice. That's how propaganda wins. And then it goes to step 5, the echo chamber, as I like to call it, because propaganda feeds itself. You like one EFF speech on TikTok? Now the algorithm is showing you Malema highlights 24/7. One radical justice tweet, now your timeline is flooded with EFF worshippers who look like revolutionaries but think like cult members, seeing Malema interview clips saying they are scared of seeing an independent black man. There is no thinking, no more critical analysis, no more Summer Sambit, just parroting. And before you know it, you've got white students with Kill the Boer tattooed on their minds and black youth who believe farming is a crime. That's not activism. That is psychological warfare, because propaganda makes victims out of everyone. Let me make something clear. White people get used as shields, useful idiots to give the EFF a non-racist look. That's what they use y'all for. Black people get used as weapons, emotional ammo, to justify hate in the name of the struggle, making them bigger idiots. And South Africa gets used as a chessboard while these clowns play checkers in parliament. Hey, who's driving their gusheshe while I'm making my video? Nonetheless, the only people winning are power-hungry red suit elites at the top. The rest of us, well, We're all pawns in a game we didn't even ask to play. No pun intended. Shout out to the Miz. The rise in white EFF supporters is not odd. It's just proof of how stupid we've become and how deep propaganda can cut. Because only propaganda can convince you to support the very people who want to take what's yours. Only propaganda can make murder sound like music. Only propaganda can turn rage into righteousness. So if you're still clapping to EFF and also you going, kill the poor, the farmer, you're not woke, you're not a revolutionary, you're not an ally, you're an idiot. You're just another victim of red beret mind control. Wake your ass up before I do it for you, before the chant turns into action and the Boer they want to kill is you. So, I'm not here to protect white people. I'm not here to attack black people. I'm here to protect the truth because we're losing it in the noise, in the hate, in the performance politics of wannabe revolutionaries. If Julius Malema was serious about black empowerment, we'd have schools, libraries, industries, ownership, more soup kitchens. But instead, we get rage rallies, blood songs, and now white people clapping along to their own extinction. Madness. I'm black and I see it as clear as day. And I'm telling you right now, the EFF is not a movement of hope. It's a movement of hate. And if you don't open your eyes, they will close them for you permanently. That's all I wanted to talk about. That's all I wanted to talk to you about. Pardon my grease. See ya.